Welcome to the MOTO Freak channel. Greetings to all viewers, subscribers, supporters. So to the point. The 2.0 Cdti engine from Opel and Vauxhall has been a workhorse for the brand, powering a wide range of models from the Astra and Zafira to the Insignia and Cascada. Unlike the smaller 1.6 Cdti, which was designed for refinement, the 2.0 Cdti often prioritized robust performance and torque, particularly in heavier vehicles. It has seen several iterations and updates over its lifespan. Overview and design. Type: 2.0-liter, 1956 cubic centimeters, inline four-cylinder, DOHC, double overhead camshaft, or SOHC, single overhead camshaft, diesel engine, depending on the generation and version. Early versions, e.g. a 20DTH, were SOHC, while later whisper diesel and more powerful variants became DOHC. Configuration: transversely mounted, primarily for front-wheel drive platforms, though some higher power versions were available with all-wheel drive. Fuel system: common rail direct injection with a turbocharger and intercooler. Variants included single variable geometry turbochargers, VGT and VG, and twin-turbo setups, bi-turbo. Emission control: equipped with diesel particulate filters, DPF, across all Euro 5 and Euro 6 compliant versions. Later Euro 6 versions, e.g. B20DTH, also incorporated selective catalytic reduction, SCR, with AdBlue to reduce NOx emissions, and some had lean NOx traps, LNT. Design philosophy: to provide a powerful and efficient diesel option for larger cars, balancing performance with fuel economy. Later versions aim to improve refinement. History and versions. The 2.0 Cdti family has a relatively long history, evolving significantly over its production run. Early versions, e.g. a 20DTH, a 20DJ, a 20DDC, a 20DTL, Euro 5 introduced around 2008 with the Opel and Vauxhall Insignia A. These were initially SOHC 16-valve engines, produced in various power outputs. 110 horsepower, 81 kilowatts. Base models focusing on economy. 130 horsepower, 96 kilowatts, a common mid-range option. 160 horsepower, 118 kilowatts, the most powerful single-turbo variant. 195 horsepower, 143 kilowatts, bi-turbo, a 20DTR featuring two turbochargers for higher power and torque, typically found in Insignia and Cascada. Later versions, whisper diesel, e.g. B20DTH, B20DTL, B20DTR, Euro 6 around 2014 to 2015. Significant revisions were made to improve refinement and meet Euro 6 standards. These often adopted a DOHC design, along with further noise reduction measures. Power outputs were similar but often slightly increased. 120 horsepower, 88 kilowatts. 140 horsepower, 103 kilowatts. 170 horsepower, 125 kilowatts, a popular and strong option. 210 horsepower, 154 kilowatts. Bi-turbo, B20DTR, the most powerful twin-turbo variant in later models like the Insignia B. These engines were widely used across Opel and Vauxhall's midsize and large models, including Opel and Vauxhall Insignia, A and B generations, Opel and Vauxhall Astra, J and K generations, Opel and Vauxhall Zafira Tourer, Opel and Vauxhall Cascada, Chevrolet Cruze in some markets, some Saab models, as the TTD engine. Advantages: strong torque and performance, especially in higher output and bi-turbo versions. The 2.0 Cdti delivers robust torque, making it well-suited for cruising, towing, and heavier vehicles. Good fuel economy for its size and power. While not as frugal as the 1.6 Cdti, it offers competitive fuel consumption for a 2.0-liter diesel, particularly on motorway journeys. Durability: if well-maintained, many examples have covered high mileages when serviced diligently, indicating a fundamentally strong bottom end and block design. Refinement: later versions, the whisper diesel iteration significantly improved NVH, making for a more pleasant driving experience. Wide availability. Due to its widespread use, parts and expertise for these engines are generally readily available. Disadvantages. Oil pickup seal issue. A 2.0 and early versions, this is the most infamous and potentially catastrophic fault. The rubber oil pickup seal in the sump can harden over time, causing it to lose its seal. This leads to air being sucked into the oil pump, resulting in oil starvation, particularly on cold starts or after the car has been sitting. If not caught early, e.g., by an oil pressure low, stop engine, warning, or rattling noises, it can lead to complete engine failure due to bearing damage, bottom end failure. This is a known design flaw that requires proactive replacement, often at significant cost, as it requires dropping the sump and sometimes partial gearbox removal. DPF and EGR issues. Standard for modern diesels. DPF clogging and EGR valve issues, sticking, carbon buildup, are common, especially with frequent short journeys. Dual mass flywheel, DMF, and clutch wear. These are high-torque engines, and the DMF and clutch can wear out, particularly in manual transmission models, leading to rattling noises, vibration, and difficult gear changes. Replacement is expensive. Turbocharger issues. Like all turbocharged engines, turbocharger wear or failure can occur, often due to poor oil quality or infrequent oil changes. Noise. Early versions, pre-whispered diesel versions were often criticized for being quite noisy and unrefined, particularly at idle and under acceleration, exhibiting a characteristic diesel clatter. Coolant leaks. EGR cooler cover. Some owners report issues with the EGR cooler cover cracking and leaking coolant, a relatively inexpensive part but can be a fiddly fix. Common faults and breakdowns. Oil pickup seal failure. Leads to oil starvation, low oil pressure warnings, and potentially catastrophic engine damage. DPF clogging. Reduces power, triggers warning lights, and can lead to limp mode. Requires regeneration or replacement. EGR valve malfunctions. Causes rough running, loss of power, and increased emissions. DMF and clutch failure. Rattling, juddering, and slipping. Turbocharger problems. Loss of boost, whining noises, excessive smoke. Injector problems. Less common, but can lead to rough running or misfires. Swirl flap issues. Older engines' carbon buildup can cause the intake manifold swirl flaps to stick, affecting performance. Fuel consumption. Fuel economy for the 2.0 Cdti is generally good, especially for a larger engine, but it varies significantly with power output, vehicle weight, and driving style. Official combined figures, NEDC and WLTP. Lower power versions, 110 to 130 horsepower, often quoted around 4.5 to 5.5 liters per 100 kilometers, 50 to 60 miles per gallon UK, and 42 to 50 miles per gallon US. Higher power and biturbo versions, 160 to 210 horsepower, typically 5.5 to 7.0 liters per 100 kilometers, 40 to 50 miles per gallon UK, and 33 to 42 miles per gallon US. Real-world consumption. Mixed driving. Expect 5.5 to 7.5 liters per 100 kilometers, 38 to 52 miles per gallon UK, and 32 to 44 miles per gallon US. Highway driving. Excellent at steady speeds, often achieving 4.5 to 5.5 liters per 100 kilometers, 50 to 62 miles per gallon UK, and 42 to 52 miles per gallon US. City driving and aggressive driving. Can easily push into 8 to 10 liters per 100 kilometers, 28 to 35 miles per gallon UK, and 23 to 29 miles per gallon US. Timing. The 2.0 Cdti engine uses a timing belt to drive the camshafts. Timing belt interval. The recommended replacement interval for the timing belt, and often the water pump concurrently, is typically 150,000 kilometers, 93,000 miles, or every 6 to 8 years, whichever comes first. It's crucial to adhere to this interval, as a broken timing belt will cause severe engine damage. Internal chain. At 2.0 Cdti and early versions, it's important to note that while the main timing is via a belt, Some earlier 2.0 Cdti engines, like the A20 DTH, also have a small internal timing chain that connects the two camshafts if DOHC or drives the oil pump. This internal chain can also be prone to wear, contributing to rattling noises, and its replacement is a more involved job. Later whispered diesel versions often redesign this. Oil type and change interval. Oil type. The 2.0 Cdti requires a low SAPS, sulfate, ash, phosphorus, sulfur, full synthetic engine oil that meets specific GM specifications to protect the DPF and other emission control systems. Common specifications include GM Dexos 25W, 30 or later OV0 401-547, D30 and G30 for Euro 6 engines. Some very recent Euro 6D temp engines might even specify 0W20. Absolutely critical. Always consult your vehicle's owner's manual for the precise and most up-to-date oil specification. Using incorrect oil can lead to DPF clogging, increased engine wear, and potentially catastrophic failure, especially with the oil pickup seal issue. Oil capacity varies slightly by model, but is generally around 4.5 to 5.5 liters. Change interval. Opel and Vauxhall typically recommend oil changes based on an oil life monitoring (OLM) system, which can suggest intervals up to 30,000 kilometers, 18,000 miles, or 1 year. However, due to the prevalence of the oil pickup seal issue and the demanding nature of diesel engines with DPFs, many experienced mechanics and owners strongly recommend more frequent oil changes, often every 10,000 to 15,000 kilometers, 6,000 to 9,000 miles, or annually, whichever comes first. For cars used predominantly for short journeys, city driving, or aggressive driving, even shorter intervals might be advisable. Regular checking of the oil level is also highly recommended. Review and opinions. The 2.0 Cdti engine has a mixed reputation. When performing well and properly maintained, it's a strong, economical, and capable diesel. Owners often praise its torque and suitability for motorway driving. However, the widespread and well-documented issue with the oil pickup seal, especially in the early A20 DTH engines, casts a long shadow over its reliability. This single fault, if not proactively addressed, can lead to very expensive or even irreparable damage, making it a significant concern for used car buyers. Later versions, Euro 6, whispered diesel, generally improved refinement and addressed some early design weaknesses, but diligent maintenance remains paramount for all variants. For a used model, a full service history demonstrating correct oil usage and, ideally, evidence that the oil pickup seal has been proactively checked or replaced is essential. Thank you for watching the video, and I invite you to subscribe to the MOTO Freak channel. Greetings to everyone, and see you in the next episode. See you soon.